Okay, today we're going to be talking about why cutting no contact or just going no cold turkey on a relationship that's either unavailable or it's a situationship doesn't actually work. And it can work. I want to reiterate that going no contact can really be an amazing strategy. However, if you've been in a position where you break ties, you cut things, and then you just keep going back to him, then this video is for you and why maybe just cutting things is actually not the solution you want to be going for. First of all, in our brains or in our way of attaching, you probably are someone that has gone to like if you're experiencing unavailable men, then you're often asking questions of, is he loving me? Like, where's he at in this? Why is he operating, or why is he feeling this way? Or what did I do that pushed him away? What can I do better? What didn't he like? What, like, you're in this problem solving way of thinking, of being like, what do I need to change about myself that is creating this unavailability in them? And what I want you to do is, instead of thinking in this way, I want you to be like, well, I don't want to be constantly wondering if someone's available. I don't want a love where I'm questioning where they're at. And so I don't want a love where I'm constantly having to puzzle piece or solve problems. I want to know someone's there. I want to know someone's available. I want to know how they're feeling and for them to communicate how they're feeling. I don't want to be a puzzle piece problem solver. That doesn't feel loving. And so instead of asking, do they love me, or why are they operating in this way, I want to be like, I don't want a love where I'm constantly questioning. Instead of coming to this, okay, what is my end result? I just need to cut things. I need to break off with him. I want you to like bring it way back down here and being like, I want a love where I feel safe and secure. And so, in this very moment, in this very interaction that I'm having with him, what feels good and what doesn't feel good, what feels secure and what doesn't feel secure. And let me address this right here. Instead of addressing, gosh, this is not working, I just got to end it, take that all out of the picture and look at what in this interaction feels good and what do I want to be better. I want you to imagine at the moment you've got these neurons firing and wiring, and you've got the neurons or the way of thinking that is constantly in puzzle piece problem solving mode. And that way of thinking is really strong. That conditioning is really strong. So you know immediately as something goes wrong or as he steps back, you're in this pattern of solution finding, problem solving. How can I do things better? What is going on? You're trying to grasp, make sense of things. Instead of that be your pathway, I want you to be your pathway to be, what do I want? What does make me feel safe? What does make me feel good? And I want you to retrain yourself to, instead of looking in this direction, to look in that direction. So I want you to imagine you've got two streams. One is an empty stream, and this empty stream is unavailability. It's love that isn't present, love that isn't consistent, love that doesn't fully fill your heart, love that doesn't always feel emotionally safe or emotionally close. And this stream is empty. It's a drought. There's no water in it. And then, or this creek, you've got another stream which is full, abundantly rich of water. I get that image of Lion King where Simba and Nala meet, and it is like, from memory, I haven't seen it recently, but there's just butterflies everywhere. There's so many animals, there's so much life, there's color, there's rainbows. This creek is fully flowing. It's full of love. There is no questioning that there is abundance there. However, to get to this creek, we're not used to experiencing this level of availability, abundance, and love. And so we haven't walked down this path. We haven't walked down this way of being. And so this path, there is no path to this creek. We know the creek is there, but we don't know the terrain on how to get there. The grass is covered. There's no pathway. There's rocks everywhere. There's thorns. There's leaves. We can't see the path ahead, but we can hear the creak. For the other one where there's unavailability, we know that path. We're used to leaning in the direction of problem solving, solution finding, trying to find what, like, being attracted to a level of unavailability or a level of lack of fulfillment in our relationships. We're used to this path. It's a path of craving, constantly craving more. This pathway is clear. There's no rocks, there's no grass, there's no thorns. It's clear. We can immediately walk down this path and immediately get to a stream of unavailability, a stream that has no water there. What I want you to do is, when you kind of every moment, every interaction you have with this man, instead of cutting contact, I want you to imagine you're getting to the gateway of two paths. One leads to unavailability and one leads to availability. And I want you to notice where you go into this pattern of being like, is he going to reach out to me? Why hasn't he messaged me in hours? What is he doing? Does he still love me? This is the path that you're used to walking down. And I want you to stop yourself right there and be like, okay, hold on. I don't want to ask questions in a relationship where I'm constantly wondering on someone's level of love and commitment to me. Instead, I don't want a relationship where I'm constantly questioning. And so then you look at this other pathway, and this other pathway is foreign to you. However, it's a pathway of being like, well, is this level of love enough? I don't want to love where I'm constantly wondering if they're there. And so this pathway is more like, okay, do I feel loved by them? Do I feel their full commitment? No. And so I'm going to step in a direction of not investing where there is a lack of commitment. I'm going to go start walking down this path of being like, I'm going to keep living my life. And I desire a love where I know that they're fully there, fully present, fully investing. And I'm going to keep going down this pathway where I am living my life and expecting that I want to attract love into my life that is rich, full, flavorsome, available, safe. In this process, with this breakup, with this person, I want to bring it back to what we're talking about with breakups, is instead of just cutting the cord on him, I want you to come back to, well, he just was again inconsistent on not replying. That doesn't feel good. I don't want to engage today. I don't want to engage today because this level of love just doesn't feel good. And so today, I'm going to just not reply because I don't feel like giving 100% of myself when he's only giving 20%. This, in its sense, is you learning this new pathway on setting a boundary on a level of love that you're no longer willing to tolerate. You're setting a boundary right there. And in that, this experience is teaching you to strengthen this muscle of I deserve more love than what I'm getting. If you were to immediately cut contact, you're not actually learning this muscle of exercising what I really deserve in a relationship. You're just cutting contact with someone that's not showing up for you. But how do you actually train someone to show up for you? It's by saying, like, I don't want to continue investing in you if you're not giving me enough. And what I mean by that is not cutting the relationship off, but instead by saying, I need more in this interaction. In this very text where you have been unavailable today, that doesn't feel good. I need more. And so I can't give more of myself when you're actually not giving anything of yourself, or you're only giving 20%. Instead of going to extremes of just cutting the contact, set the bar for what you want, start walking in the direction of love and see if they will meet you in that direction. If they don't, you're walking to the stream of love. If they do, then they're walking towards that stream of love with you. I hope that makes sense. I don't know if I fully articulated it in a way that is helping you really grasp what the situation you're in. But what I want to just come back to is in this opportunity of breaking things off with him, you have so much to learn in the process of setting boundaries in the small things that are happening right now in this moment. If you go to the extreme boundary on cutting things off, it's very black or white. But instead, use the current interactions that are coming up for you as a way for you to set boundaries on your tolerance for those interactions. I can't do this level of communication. Communicate that. Use this experience as a way to communicate everything on what you tolerate for a level of love. Naturally, the relationship will fall apart if he can't meet you where you're at, or he will rise to what you desire in a man. And that way, you instead of you going through these extreme withdrawals of just craving him and wondering, should I have actually cut contact like that? And often you go into regret or like doubting your decision of breaking it off. This won't lead you into a place of doubt because you would have communicated everything of what you need and what is no longer working for you. And so if you've communicated what doesn't work and he hasn't risen to shift these things, then naturally the relationship will end because he's just not showing up in the way that you desire. And then there's no doubt. There's no doubt. You're just clear. Well, I communicated these things. He didn't show up. And so there is naturally no relationship, as opposed to you just breaking things off. It's just like, well, this just faded out because I'm walking in this direction and he's not meeting me there. Alternatively, what we do is we cut things immediately and then we go into this self-blame mode where we're like, was I too harsh? Should I have given him a better chance? All of these things. So use this opportunity instead of cutting contact to use every little encounter that happens to fully speak your truth of what you need. And if he rises to that, great. If he doesn't, then you're moving forward into the direction of the stream that is so fulfilling, as opposed to like constantly going down this stream of why is he feeling this way? Where can I be doing better? I hope that helps. My analogy of the stream was a little bit a little bit confusing, but you can take what you want from it. And I hope that supports you in understanding why sometimes there's actually greater lessons here to learn by acknowledging the small things that are happening as opposed to just jumping to conclusions. I hope that helps. Bye for now.